Welcome to Swift Stadium. I'm here with my cuz, Mikey. I'm PAP. We're here to recap last week, preview next week. Let's get it. What's going on, Mikey? How you?
Not much. I'm good. Excited.
Excited. Nice. Very nice. What you think about the Chiefs game, Chiefs Ravens to start off the year? That was a banger.
That was crazy. Friggin', it was crazy how it came. The game came down to just that 1 inch of Isaiah Likely's would-be touchdown.
Yeah, it reminded me of KD a little bit. KD in the playoffs when his foot was a little bit too far against the Bucks a few years ago with Brooklyn. I was happy about that, you know. That one made me happy. This one I would have preferred the Ravens win, but whatever. It's all right. It was a good game. I don't think any of the two teams played great anyway, you know.
Yeah.
And for the Ravens to play as bad as they did and to only lose by 7, what's to come basically of the Chiefs? I don't know. Hopefully it's something like, or not hopefully, but maybe it'll be something like what happened with the Eagles last year, where the Eagles were winning a bunch of games by the skin of their teeth, and then all of a sudden when the 49ers beat them, then everybody just beat them in a row. You know, so let's see what comes.
Yep.
Did you catch any of the Packers-Eagles game in Brazil?
Eagles Packers game. Honestly, no, I didn't watch that game. I saw some, but I saw Saquon that he went crazy. Well, he got like a hat trick, right?
Yeah. He had 3 touchdowns. And he's a talented player. He's always been talented. His problem, I would say, is being healthy. I don't think the Eagles look good though at all, other than him. You know, like
On paper, they do look good.
yeah, on paper, but I mean, as far as that game goes, you know, Jordan Love is out now for a few weeks as well. They're saying 4 weeks.
He didn't go on IR.
They're saying 4 weeks.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I'm not sure what's going to happen there. The backup that they got, Willis,
Yeah, Malik Willis from the Titans.
yeah, it's not looking too good for them. You know, not looking good at all.
I think they should go for like Winston. And they were also looking at Ryan Tannehill as well.
I prefer Ryan Tannehill than him. You know, that's an easy one. I prefer anybody over him, really.
Well, I liked him coming out of college, but I don't know.
Yeah, no. Coming out of college, it was said that he was going to be real good. You know, on tape he looked good, but that's because he could run a little. So you know, when players can run a little and they got a couple nice throws during college, everybody like soups them up a little bit.
Yep.
You know, I didn't see the Saints blowing out the Panthers. I know the Panthers stink. Don't get me wrong. I know they do. The people can have a field day with the Panthers. What was that?
Derek Carr. Derek Carr, he had a really good game.
Oh, he definitely did. He surprised me. Will he be able to keep it up the whole year? I don't know about that. You know.
That's an incompetent team in the Panthers, so I don't know.
Yeah, I expect everybody to run through them pretty much. I didn't see the Vikings blowing out the Giants the way they did with Sam Darnold at QB. I didn't see that coming.
I didn't either, but I wasn't even surprised because I saw Sam Darnold when he was on the Jets. Obviously, he wasn't anywhere good, but like you could see that he had potential.
Yeah, he got an arm. He definitely got a cannon on him.
Right.
He got a cannon. He was the 49ers backup last year.
Yeah.
And I was pretty confident with him coming in and maybe playing one game, maybe 2, and keeping things afloat. Obviously, he would have been passing it to Christian McCaffrey the whole day. So, it wouldn't have been as bad. But for him to do what he did on the Vikings, even though it was to the Giants, like let's call it what it is. But that surprised me. I did not see that coming. And I didn't see the Patriots beating the Bengals either. That definitely surprised me. I thought the Bengals were gonna have a field day with them, even though the Patriots defense is stout. I didn't know it was this stout.
I didn't get to watch it.
I didn't see the whole game. I only saw the second half of the Patriots game. I got Stevenson on my fantasy team, so I had my open eye on it. I had it on the 4-team screen. I was watching it, so I had 4 games on at the same time. I like watching that. I like Red Zone too, but I prefer to be able to watch the full games. and focus on whichever one I feel like focusing on at the moment.
The defense for the Patriots, they were good.
Yeah, they're a good defense. They got a good defense. You know, they played good defense and they ran the ball like old school football. That's what I like. That I think that's the formula to win. All this throwing stuff, like it looks cute, but does it get you all the W's? Not really.
Who was the starting quarterback? Jacoby Brissett or Drake May?
Jacoby Brissett. Jacoby Brissett. Because he can run a little, so I think that's why they wanted him. He's more mobile. How about Monday Night Football game? How'd you like that one?
We have to get there now. Yeah.
I mean, yeah, basically. What you want to talk about? Dallas Cowboys looking, they didn't look Dak didn't look great, but they won the game. That's the important thing.
Watson is a disappointment. It's crazy.
Or the Bears beating the Titans. You got the Titans next. So
Yeah.
the Titans are going to be looking to bounce
Didn't do
back.
anything offensively though.
Who you said?
Bears didn't do anything offensively.
Oh, no. It was their defense straight up. Their defense kept them in the game and then kept the game for them. The Titans just couldn't do anything though either offensively at all. They got a pretty good defense.
Yeah, they do.
I don't like what the Jets did defensively. They had a couple nice drives in the first quarter, but after that, it was, the 49ers were pretty much able to do whatever they wanted. I don't know if it was because they caught him off guard with Jordan Mason. It might be they caught him off guard and they didn't know anything about him.
Well, I saw
Surprised me staying out the game after Debo Debo'd him a little bit.
Yeah.
And he just stood out the game. He said it was nothing, but
no,
it wasn't an injury, so I'm not sure.
He said he got the wind knocked out of him. That's why he was out a few plays.
That can happen to anybody. Yeah.
But I think what happened was because after the game, Jordan Mason got asked, when was it that he knew that he was going to start, and he said Friday, but it was like a surprise on Monday night that Christian McCaffrey wasn't playing. So I think that the 49ers did that on purpose to for the Jets to prepare for CMC, but at the end, like at game time decision, they said no.
I agree with that. The only one thing that I can say as far as that goes is Debo said that on Monday afternoon he had to learn like 30 new running plays.
Nice.
So that like that Kyle Shanahan told him like, oh, you got to learn these plays because Christian's not playing. So Debo definitely found out on Monday. Well, unless everybody was in on it or like you're assuming. People want them to check on it, but the NFL already ruled that they're not even gonna check on that. I think might have been just a miscommunication, because Jordan Mason didn't say Kyle Shanahan told him either. It might have been that they told him to be ready for a bigger load, that you're most likely starting or probably starting, but it could also be that they kept the truth.
I feel like the Jets they kind of backed off once they saw that CMC wasn't playing. And they started focusing more on the other players than on Jordan Mason, and that's why he had a big game.
Yeah, that was big. You got to remember, before Christian McCaffrey got there, we were the best rushing team anyway. Like with Mostert, and then the year before Jeff Wilson Jr. and Breda before that, and no matter who was in the system, they were getting yards regardless. So and he's undrafted too, Jordan Mason.
Yeah.
They've drafted some guys that haven't even worked out for them, and they're gone, all those guys that they drafted. They drafted Eric Sermon and
Trey Sermon.
Eric Sermon's a rapper, sorry. Trey Sermon and a bunch of other guys, and none of them have worked out.
Yeah.
They're not that good at drafting running backs, apparently. So trading for him and getting undrafted ones is where it's at, apparently. Debo played a pretty good game, Kittle was Kittle, He blocks mostly and people don't see what he does. What did you see on your side?
The player on the team on offense was by far for sure Trent Williams.
Oh
He
yeah, he played 31. He played 31 straight snaps, and he didn't sit.
yeah,
You know,
not a single pressure allowed. Which is great.
not even 7 days on the team either. He signed his contract Tuesday to turn around 6 days later and play on Monday Night Football.
Missed all that time.
Yeah,
He still showed up. It's crazy.
I thought he would have signed already before that. But what I will say is, I had a feeling that he wasn't signing just so he doesn't have to practice and he can miss training camp. But then as it got closer, I definitely got nervous
Yeah.
because I know without Trent Williams, it's a wrap. Like Super Bowl chances go out the window. Like, okay, we'll get to the playoffs, but Super Bowl not happening without Trent. Not at all.
Yeah, he's a freaking wall. He's-
And I don't know if you got to see Fred Warner's speech before the game, but I saw the speech before the game. I was like, whoa, there's no way they could lose after that speech. Like he gave a hell of a speech.
yeah. Nah, yeah, Fred Warner during the game though, he was flying all around. I was like, wow.
Yeah, yeah, that's who he is. That's who he is. You think he's the best linebacker at his position? But I think he is.
Yeah, I think so.
I think he is. And it's not just the play on the field, it's also what he brings to the table, his leadership skills, being able to communicate with everybody, put people in their position on defense.
That reminds me
Bosa's great. Nick Bosa's great. He just won Defensive Player of the Year 2 years ago, but he's not like a vocal leader.
but CJ Mosley is up in that conversation as well because like he's very vocal. He's got good leadership. He basically like says like the what the play is going to be basically because he's just
That's important. You can't put a price on that. You
yeah
cannot put a price on that. I remember when you guys drafted CJ Mosley.
no
I
draft,
mean, not CJ Mosley. Huh?
drafted CJ Mosley. No, we got him from the Ravens.
Yeah, you guys got lucky taking him away.
Yeah, I think he walked from the Ravens. Yeah, we didn't trade for him.
Okay, okay. What's going on with Riddick? You think you guys are going to sign him?
I don't know. I think he's going to hold out for a while.
I think he definitely got what he wanted.
I think what I think he's doing though is that he's waiting for like right now like the Jets they suffered in the game
Of
like
course.
showed that they needed Hassan Reddick.
Of
So
course, yeah.
he's getting more leverage. So he's going to keep it going until the Jets give in.
What do you see from Brett Favre? He was 13 for 21, only 167.
Brett Favre.
I mean, Aaron Rodgers. You're better off with Brett Favre. He did better for you guys than this guy, that's for sure. So far, Aaron Rodgers with 167 yards, one touchdown, one interception. What did you see? Because I during the game I definitely saw him talking, and the announcer said what he said, and he was like, "Oh, this is all day." He was very
I
excited.
saw flashes, but you still saw that rust.
Yeah, I saw the rust.
He hasn't played a full season in 2 years.
Yeah.
He hasn't played a full game in 2 years. I mean, so I expected that. I mean, not as bad as that game went, but I expected some rust because it's the first time they're playing together. Like they have no chemistry. I mean, during practices obviously, but like game time is like different.
Yeah, no, yeah, the game is different. Yeah, exactly.
So yeah, I expect
What's going on with Hall? Because I thought Hall was going to have a big game. Well, I didn't think he was going to get 100 yards, but I thought he would have got more than, well, he got 54, and he averaged like 3.4 only, I believe.
yeah, the fumble, drop passes. I don't know. It was a bad game all around.
Yeah, he dropped that pass.
I almost already called a touchdown pass, but his first target drop pass. The only player that really played good on our team on offense was really Garrett Wilson. He was like, whenever the ball came his way, he caught it. But our line was like somewhat. It was like mediocre. It wasn't.
But the ones he was catching the ball like in very tight coverage.
Right. That's what I'm
catching. He wasn't open, so does that fall on Hackett? Because that was Aaron Rodgers' guy. Aaron Rodgers wanted him there. The last time we saw him on the Broncos, it was not nice 2 years ago. Like it was, they had the worst offense in the league, the Broncos 2 years ago when they had him at the head coach. So I was extremely surprised when you guys picked him up. I was laughing. I was like, for what? Like, like you guys want to score.
Yeah.
What do you think about him? How you assess that first game about him, his play calling?
I mean, I at the beginning of the game, I just saw way too many tosses. It was like insane. I was like, why is he calling all these tosses? It's so predictable. And but I don't know. I don't think he's like a horrible offensive coordinator when he's with Rodgers, but because last year with Zach Wilson and stuff, I don't know. It was shaky.
Yeah.
They were talking about like if they were going to fire him and stuff like that. So like, I'm not sure. I think Aaron Rodgers maybe makes him a better offensive coordinator because he basically runs the offense.
That's what I was going to say. Yeah.
But I don't know. I'm not sure. We'll just see what happens during the season.
Well, Aaron Rodgers definitely had that one drive where he went 6 for 7, and then you guys scored. That was
That was all Aaron Rodgers.
that was a promising drive.
Right.
As a 49ers fan, I could definitely tell you that they do that like almost every game. Like there'll be a drive on the other side that I'm just watching the game and I'm like, what the hell is going on? Like what happened to the defense that you guys were just playing? But I think Kyle Shanahan has this thing where the first half he's basically like getting a feel for the other team, and then in the second half he plays the way he feels he should play. I could be wrong, but that's my assessment of the way Kyle Shanahan goes about it. He watches a couple drives, and then he's watching like what the other team is doing on offense and defense, and then he adjusts to it. He's gotten better at adjusting than the beginning. In the beginning, he wouldn't adjust; he would just play his game, and that's it. But
Right.
I can appreciate the adjustments now.
Yeah. But Robert Saleh, I don't know. Like this year might be. I think if like it doesn't go as planned, it'd be his last year. Joe Douglas, our general manager, he's on his contract, his last contract year. He might be gone.
Whole new regime.
Yeah, it could happen.
I would definitely say Robert Saleh on the hot seat.
Say it again.
I would say he's on the hot seat, and I tell you what, I can appreciate that. Oh, this guy sucks. The guy that you guys drafted, he's caught a bad break. I'm not gonna lie. Aaron Rodgers went down in the first game, but you got to show something at some point. Like the excuses run out.
He's not a bad general manager. He's done like he's been good. Like he's gotten players that we need. He's gotten us in position.
He's drafted well. Not the quarterback, obviously, but we're not gonna dwell just on one pick. He's drafted pretty well. He drafted Sauce Gardner. Like
Sauce Gardner, Michael Carter, who just signed a contract in the 5th round, I believe. 4th or 5th round, he just signed a 2-year deal, I think.
I saw a video a couple weeks ago of some Giants fans. It was from the draft, and they were so happy that you guys drafted Sauce Gardner and didn't draft somebody they wanted. And I was watching it, and I was like, boy, are these guys dumb. They're probably kicking themselves in the ass right now.
Yeah, and we signed like I think it was like 3 undrafted rookies, and the 3 D linemen, undrafted rookies, they made the team. Like you don't see that anywhere.
But you guys did let the best defensive lineman leave from your team last year. What you guys did? You traded him, or you just let him walk?
No, we let him walk.
You let him walk, right? Didn't you guys trade one to the Eagles too?
No, we traded for Hassan Reddick.
Okay, but you didn't give them a defensive lineman when you traded him. I think you guys gave him a defensive line, and one of your guys walked. So you guys got like a brand new defensive line, basically.
No, because I think John Franklin Myers. You're right.
Yeah, right.
No. John Franklin Myers went to the Broncos.
Okay.
I'm not sure how that went, but
okay. But I know you got your defensive line is pretty new. So that's one thing I was looking at before the game. Before the game, I was like, okay, there's no Riddick. They got some new guys in there.
Other than Williams and Jermaine Johnson, it's pretty new somewhat because we have Solomon Thomas, Jermaine Johnson, Quentin Williams, um, Will McDonald,
Solomon
the
Thomas.
draft pick from last year. Um, they're all familiar. It's really the new ones is not Bryce Hassan Reddick, but he's not playing obviously. And Leonard,
Definitely showed that you guys need him. That's for sure. He showed out.
and that's probably what he was waiting for.
Oh, that's exactly what he wanted. Just like Brandon Ayuk. Let's just say he didn't sign the contract, and then we can't throw the ball to anybody. He would have been super happy. He would have been like, "Oh, pay me," you know. He dropped the ball a couple times. He dropped the ball in the end zone, and it was two. One of them, I think, was on third down as well. So one of them was on third down.
Right in his hands.
One of them was on third down. I remember. And if I'm not mistaken, oh, okay, Purdy went to him twice in a row. He dropped the first one, then he got the second one, and then he dropped another ball, and then he dropped the one in the end zone. That would have been a touchdown where they got a field goal instead, the 49ers.
Yeah, that was in the corner. Yeah, I remember that.
Yeah, right in the corner. And he should have caught that. That's for sure. Purdy gave it to him right perfect. It was in his hands, everything, and he let it slip from his hands. 49ers at Vikings this week. What are you thinking?
I got the 49ers. Yeah,
The 49ers haven't won there since 1992.
really.
And we lost to the Vikings last year, too, by the way. The only NFC team that we lost to last year was the Vikings.
It could happen. There's always those games that like surprise you. But I don't know. I feel like
I don't think this game's gonna surprise. Last year when they lost to him, that was a surprise to me. You know, there was no Trent Williams, no excuses, but there was no Trent Williams. That's the game after the Browns game. We lost to the Browns with a couple questionable plays at the end of the game, but we lost. Trent Williams got hurt, and then he missed like 3 games, and we lost 2 of those 3 games. Bengals, Vikings, and that's it. Oh, and Ravens. And Ravens.
oh yeah, you guys lost the Ravens.
Yeah, that was Christmas, if I'm not mistaken. Christmas or New Year's. Christmas, because New Year's we played Washington and we attended that game. I don't know if you remember. That was a good game.
Yeah, it was a really good game.
That was a fun game to go to.
Yeah.
You guys got the Titans in Tennessee. What do you think?
I think we're gonna finally lock in. We're gonna make the adjustments this week. I feel like it'll be a good game. We'll finally have more chemistry. We already have that game.
Turn it off.
We already have that game past us, so I feel like we're gonna be good this week.
I think it was good for you guys.
Yeah, that happening.
I think it was good. You know why? Because there was some analysts talk about Super Bowl or bust. Like, let's calm down. Let's pump the brakes a little bit, So that wakes you up. A loss like that wakes you up for the most part. That's usually how it happens. And if I'm not mistaken, you guys got Tennessee, you got the Patriots, and I'm not 100% sure on the other 2 teams, but you guys could go 4-1 with the next games you got.
Yeah.
Who do you have? Do you know who you have?
It's the Steelers. I'm not sure about the other one. It might be the Broncos, actually.
I think it's the Broncos too.
So I don't know. We'll see. Who knows? Maybe Zach Wilson starts when we verse the Broncos.
Oh, you hope he does.
Yeah.
That'll be a nice one, right? That's a nice easy win.
I don't know. There's little
About the Bengals at the Chiefs.
Bengals and Chiefs. I think Bengals will bounce back. Chiefs, they're on fire, right? I mean, after one game, can't say really on fire, but
I mean, I don't think they had a great game. If they had a great game, they would have beat them by more. The Ravens had a bad game, but they only lost.
They weren't gonna let off that easily. But I don't know. I feel like the Bengals will bounce back. and they have a chance to win this game.
Oh, for sure. I think so too. Joe Burrow shows out when he plays against them anyway.
Yeah,
I think he's 4-1 against them. 4-1.
something like that. Yeah, but he's like 0-5 versus Jacoby Brissett.
Hey, that's the way it goes, man. That's the way it goes. Monday Night Football, we got the Falcons and the Eagles. What are you thinking? You think Kirk Cousins is going to play better?
He's hurt. I think no. I think he got hurt or something.
But isn't he playing though?
I'm not sure. I saw something about him getting
Playing? He's
hurt.
playing.
Okay. I mean, if he's playing, they've got an all right team. They don't have a bad team, but I don't know if it's going to be enough, you know, to beat them. I'm not sure.
The Eagles didn't impress me though. They didn't really impress me. Barkley impressed me. You know, which he's on the team, I get it. So somebody will say like, how did he impress you, but not the team? But the team looked kind of average. Other than that, I know the offense is going to be good, but the defense is still questionable. You know,
They have a good defense though. They have a great front seven.
who GJ CJ GJ.
No, I'm
He's better than what he is. Gardner Johnson.
not their DBs. They have the right DBs too. They have Darius Slay. They have CJ Gardner Johnson.
They were getting chewed up.
Yeah,
Yeah, they get. Not, I'm not talking about this game, but I'm just saying in general. Last year they got chewed up. Like
their front seven. They got some players. They have Jordan Davis. They have that new guy. Forgot his name, but they have Jordan Davis, Nigel Brett. No, not Nigel Brett. Brandon Graham. Something Reed. It's that big defensive tackle. He's huge. They have they have Nakobe Dean. They have some players. So I don't know.
yeah, they'll be all right. I don't like their linebacker.
On paper, their defense is good, but obviously you're saying their the Bs are like they got chewed up. But
They're mid. I think their defense is mid at best.
the one player on the Jets though that did stand out that like was like completely horrible was Ashton Davis. He was getting targeted the entire game, and like all my girlfriend would see is like, who's number 21? Because like he was literally like he was doing horrible.
That's
Was,
not the
yeah, it's not at all.
thing. You think the Bears could beat the Texans on Sunday Night Football?
I don't think so. CJ Stroud is too good. He's really good.
Yeah, he is. He's
He's
special.
going to be one of the top QBs this year.
He's
Special. Yeah. They're all really, really good.
And then tomorrow we're recording this pod on Wednesday, so we'll drop on Thursday.
Right.
So basically tonight, being that we're dropping it on Thursday, the Bills will play the Dolphins at Miami, and it's a night game. So I think now the Bills have a chance because when you play the Dolphins during the day in Miami, usually you lose. Like that's you pointed it out last time, and then I looked at some statistics. I did my research, and the reality is the Dolphins win those day games when you're in Miami because you get off that plane and it's all humid and hot.
It's insane. 20 degrees more on the opponent's side. It's crazy.
The 49ers play Miami, but I don't think I'm going to that game.
No?
We'll see. We'll see.
Wait, when do they play Tampa Bay? November?
I think the last week of December or something.
Oh, okay.
Too close to Christmas. Like, wifey's gonna say no. I did it last year for New Year's Eve, but that was to Washington. That was right there for a day, like I took a whole day. But for me to be gone for a few days around the holidays, she's not she's not gonna be too keen on that, She's not gonna want it. And plus, to be away from your family around the holidays, but what? You know, I'm not on the team. I could watch from afar. You know,
Mhm. Yeah. Yeah.
and then we have who else we got? We got Steelers, Broncos. We got Saints at Dallas. We got Giants at Washington. Both teams 0-1. I see Washington winning.
Saints in Dallas. This is gonna
Yeah,
be. I think Saints could come out with that one.
I hope they do.
Yeah.
I hope they do. That'll be a nice one. That division's up for grabs.
Yeah, it
Who's
is.
gonna get that division? The South.
Saints or Bucks. Bucks. Baker Mayfield's looking good too.
Yeah, he did. He's gonna be more. He's gonna gel more with the team. You know, he has a whole year over there now.
Like Evans doesn't age a single bit at all. It's insane.
Yeah, I wanted to draft him in fantasy, and somebody took him before me. You know, that would have been that
I,
would
I didn't draft him. I had the chance to draft him, but I was like, nah, he's getting older. I don't think he's gonna have a good year. First game
stop it.
goes off. I'm like, wow.
Another guy like that is Keenan Allen, but he's hurt now. So, you know, if I had him on my team, Keenan Allen, he would be on the bench. So I can't. I'm not putting them in the same ballpark, but it's kind of the same situation. Every year, people like, Keenan Allen, but he just keeps putting up numbers no matter what. My highest scoring game last year was with Keenan Allen. I had him. So, and he put up like 40 something in one game, and that definitely helped heavy. Highest scoring game out of anybody, if I'm not mistaken, on my team. Yeah. But we're gonna leave it there in the weekly recap, and you'll join me again next week in Swift Stadium. You want to shout anybody out?
Shout out Aaron Rodgers.
Shout out Aaron Rodgers. Shout out Brett Favre too. Not for nothing. I'm still waiting for wifey to get me that Brett Favre jersey. She wanted me to get a Jets jersey, and I told her the only one Brett Favre. I told her that's the only one I would wear. Now I would wear Bart Scott too, though.
Okay.
Even though I don't like his takes too much. He's a little biased for my taste. He's biased. And if it has to do with the Jets or that division, he like poo-poos everybody. Like, and he's very biased.
Yeah, yeah.
So I don't like the bias stuff too much. I try to be like, I try to call it like down the line. But that's besides the point. Shout out to all the fans. Shout out to everybody watching. Until next time, Swift Stadium. Holla at your boy.